Hi, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request from HardestTarget, who I know is a big Bruce Willis fan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested requests in any type of videos, topics, tier lists, rankings, reviews, re-reviews, thought streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, a full playthrough, game random, whatever the case may be, PayPal's the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. I'll get to as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you, not only for your generosity, but thank you for your patience. I'm trying to get these out as soon as I can, but thank you so much for that. And he wanted me to go through a list. I talked about Bruce Willis films in general. Sally, aphasia, all the stuff going on with him. So he wanted me just take a look through Bruce Willis films, give some thoughts on some stuff, maybe stuff I would change if there is, stuff like that. So I figure found this list here. I think the person who made the list, they didn't talk about the bits where he's in it for before he was famous, a minute or two, more so than the films he starred in. At least before he got famous. So the first film he has on here is Blind Date. Blind Date, I do find it fun. I do think it's an entertaining comedy. I think that Bruce Willis, it's interesting when you go back to watch that and you see how jovial he is, and Blake Edwards, I think he's a pretty decent comedy director. And, as it says here, he needs a date, sits up with this person. Kim Basinger is beautiful, but all the crazy stuff that happens in between this date, and things seem to get worse and worse and worse. And I always remember the scene where John Larroquette is the antagonist, and Bruce Willis gets a gun. He gets a gun and is like, do the moonwalk, do the moonwalk. And John Larroquette's trying to do the moonwalk, and then Bruce Willis pauses and goes, I hate that shit. He starts shooting at John Larroquette's feet. I hate that shit. That's probably that's my favorite scene in the movie. I love that scene. That is a fun one. I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't really tell what all I would change. Because I didn't grow up with Blind Date. That I only saw once or twice. But I do remember enjoying the film. I do remember having fun with the movie. 5.9 I would say a bit too low. But yeah, Blind Date is a fun one. Sunset I never saw. I didn't realize the same director did that, Blake Edwards, but I never saw Sunset. Die Hard, Die Hard is a classic. Die Hard is my favorite Bruce Willis film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's my favorite Die Hard film. I love the first Die Hard. The first Die Hard is amazing. I really would not change anything about it. I love the cast. Bruce Willis, John McClane is one of the best characters in film history. It changed action films. Action films copied it tremendously. Not just with the type of character that John McClane was, but just the motif. So it's Die Hard on a plane, Die Hard on a train, Die Hard on a boat, Die Hard. Someone's like, do Die Hard in a building. Yeah, that's Die Hard. It's just... Alan Rickman is one of the best villains as Hans Gruber. Reginald Val Johnson is great as the ally outside, the only guy rooting for John McClane. Bonnie Bedelia as the wife. William Atherton as Thornburg, the dick reporter. Alice, the Hans, Bubby, I'm your white knight. Wonderful action sequences, great set pieces, excellent dialogue. Take this under advisement, jerkweed. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Why the fuck did you stop him, John? Does you be dead too, asshole? A guy to relate to, easy guy to like, hard guy to kill. The villains, Alexander Godunov, I always forget his name. The guy would be in Walter Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris. He's in it. Al Leon. Fun supporting characters, even the guy who is the limousine driver. Wonderful Christmas movie. I call it a Christmas movie. Love Die Hard. Can't say enough about Die Hard. Love it. In Country, decent drama. I only saw it once, so as to what I would change, I don't know. Again, some of these films I don't have a big memory on, not because it's good or bad. In Country has a good performance by him. It's just, again, a lot of times if I've only seen a film once, there's so many films trying to fight each other in this memory that it's hard to keep track. But yeah, if you want to see Bruce Willis in a bit more of a emotional role as he plays his Vietnam War vet, definitely a good performance by Bruce Willis. Look Who's Talking, I haven't seen in forever. Rest in peace, Kirstie Alley. I just remember the song. With your love, with the door, open the door. And it just shows the sperm and stuff going. I think it was that film. And I don't remember a thing about the sequels. But I do know Look Who's Talking, especially the first one, was a big hit. And of course, Bruce Willis voices the baby. I think Roseanne voiced the other baby in the second one. And then the third one was Dogs, and I think one was voiced by Danny DeVito. Again, I don't remember those movies at all. The first one I probably haven't seen in like 20 years. I don't know if I've ever seen the sequels. Or if I did, I don't remember them. Die Hard 2 I do enjoy. I do quite like Die Hard 2. I think it's a tad underrated. Just people kind of pass it by. I think William Sadler, he's solid as the villain. I like that it took place in an airport. It has some good action scenes. I love the ejector sequence. Yes, okay, that's one thing I would change. The grenades take like 5 hours to explode. If you watch it nowadays, these are like the worst grenades in history. No one would ever use these grenades because you throw it and a person can literally go to the bathroom, take a piss, take a shit, come out, and then it'll explode. But it's because they throw it and you got idea Bruce Willis in the thing and I think what they could have done is shorten that a bit where he sees they're pulling the... Okay, he looks out the window, he sees they're pulling out grenades, and then he hooks them up, and then as he does this, they throw it. So it's like, I gotta do it in time, and as soon as they throw it, goes out the window, he goes out the thing, and then... I think that they could have done, and it would have been just as effective. Only you wouldn't have the logical issues of why does it take so fucking long for a grenade. It's a movie, it's escapism, it's fun. As a kid, I watched this countless times. I never even thought of it, but now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, it does bother me a bit. You know, yeah, it doesn't ruin the film or anything, but it's like, yeah, why are the grenades taking so fucking long? But it's still a fun scene because of the way it's shot, Bruce Willis' reaction, oh shit. I really like Rennie Harlan, great director. Cool to see people like Dennis Farina. Let's shut down the whole damn airport. John Amos, he's wonderful. Just wrong, got the wrong place, the wrong time. Story of my life. Sometimes I do feel like it could have... I don't know if it needed to be over 2 hours long. I think there's some parts here and there that could be trimmed up a bit. But overall, I do think Die Hard 2 is a very solid sequel. Yes, you do have that feel familiar, but they mention it. How could the same thing happen to the same guy twice? And still, I did good set pieces. The snowmobile chase sequence, a bit of violence like the icicle in the eye, having a fist fight on the wing of a plane, all done in camera. done for real. Great stuff. I like Die Hard too. Again, Look Who's Talking To. I don't even know if I even seen Bonfire of the Vanities. As much as that film is notorious, I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I've heard it's horrible because Tom Hanks is miscast, and I never read the source material, the book. But yeah, that was a film that was a massive, not just bomb, but just critically embarrassing. Mortal Thoughts, that was a one-time watch. I just remember not being that, the movie didn't grab me. I like Demi Moore. Bruce Willis playing a different type of role, much more of an antagonist, much more of a douchey guy. But it's not a film I ever care to rewatch. I think I reviewed that. I think. If I did, my thoughts are much more clear in that review. But Bruce Willis has like a smaller supporting role in that. Hudson Hawk, I do like. It is very cartoonish. But I like how unique it is. Will you play Nintendo with me? That being a pickup line. Danny Aiello is a lot of fun. I like that a group of bad guys are named after candy bars like Butterfingers. David Caruso playing a mute. I think it was Kit Kat. James Colburn playing this bad guy that loved to do martial arts and he accidentally gets himself killed. It's definitely a movie that was maybe you say an ego trip for Bruce Willis, but I never found it as bad as people thought. And apparently, 5.7, that's actually a lot higher than I thought it would. But yeah, Hudson Hawk. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Andy McDowell. I like Andy McDowell. I'm just not sure if I'm sold on her. And she's like a nun, but she's undercover. And I remember that bit when she is caught and she's pretending to be a dolphin. And I'm not going to try to mimic it because it's annoying as fuck. It'd be annoying as fuck if I did. It was annoying as fuck when she did it. So stuff like that, humor, her pretending to be a dolphin. I forgot what the hell the reason was. That was annoying. So some of those jokes I could do without. But then there's some like the ball and shooting the doll, and the dog gets hit with that tennis ball thing and flies out the window. They're like, oh shit. And the plot's definitely screwy. Something to do with Da Vinci and alchemy and turning stuff into gold or something. And it's not the most cohesive movie, but I still found it fun. I could still be entertained by it. I could still get some laughs out of it. It definitely is on purpose a very cartoonish film. I mean, Danny Aiello dies and then he comes back and they try to explain, airbase, did you fucking believe it? No. Drink your coffee, man. It's like they know what kind of, like, it's like they know, we know what kind of movie it is. I think Bruce Willis at the time was just getting these action roles. Die Hard 2, same year, The Last Boy Scout, so you want to do something a bit off the beaten path with a quirky sense of humor. And people, well, not all, but some just didn't find it funny. Others expected more of a Die Hard action adventure spy type of movie. So, but it's a flawed film by like Hudson Hawk. Believe Bathgate, I have not seen. Last Boy Scout, I love it. One of my favorite Bruce Willis films. I love the dialogue. I love the edginess of it. Bruce Willis kills someone by doing that. Nose up to the damn bone, right to the brain. Despite the fact apparently Bruce and David Wayans hated each other, I thought they had good chemistry. The action scenes were solid, of course, because Tony Scott made it. The way it begins with Billy Blanks, Tybo himself, and laugh a bitch, shoot himself. Hell of a way to open up the film. And like I said, the violence, the dialogue, Halle Berry, the way she gets killed. The thing with Bruce and his wife cheating on him, and I want you to yell at me. I want you to spit in my face. You want me to spit in your face? I want you to call me a bitch, something like that, and like telling his buddy, "Oh, oops, I tripped over and stuffed my dick in your wife. I'm just not having a good week." Watch it. Almost spilled my cup of piss. I mean, old St. Claus is out there. Be prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared. Danger is my middle name. My middle name is Cornelius. Tell me when I kill you. How much those pants cost? $500? Pants, you wear them? They don't come with a TV or something? Nope. I am very old. Like I said, the dialogue, the script, despite the fact I hear all these things about how it was such a nightmare production, but no one was willing to talk about it. Tony Scott has passed away. Bruce Willis, I mean, he didn't really do much in interviews, and now with the aphasia. Damon Wayans, he's never talked about it. I don't know what all happened during the making of that film, but the film was good. It was fun. It's 7.0. I'm obviously not alone in that. Love The Last Boy Scout. Deserves a much better release. I'll probably have to go a little bit faster because it's like over 100 and I'm like on 13. So, but I love The Last Boy Scout. One of my favorite Bruce Willis films. The Player, Bruce Willis in it for a teeny bit. Decent movie. Death Becomes Her. It's an interesting film, but the sense of humor didn't always work for me. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. I mean, their characters are so unlikable that I just don't really care what happens to them. Some interesting special effects. Bruce Willis is definitely the most interesting part of the film. But in the way, it's like, I don't know. That one was just never as funny to me as it was to other people. I know some are like big fans of it. To me, I'm like, eh. I mean, I don't hate it. But if I never saw it again, wouldn't bother me. Loaded Weapon 1, Bruce Willis' cameo is hilarious. It's trying to be a play on Lethal Weapon 2 with the helicopter shooting up a trailer, but then there's a white flag and it's Bruce Willis. And the people realize they got the wrong address. Sorry, my mistake. No problem. No problem. Loaded Weapon 1 is one of my favorite parody films. That has like everybody in it. Emilio Estevez, Sam Jackson, John Lovitz, William Shatner, Corey Feldman as a cameo, Phil Hartman as a cameo, J.T. Walsh as a cameo, Whoopi Goldberg as a cameo, Tim Curry is in it, James Doohan, Scotty from Star Trek. Like I said, William Shatner's the main villain. Richard Mall, F. Murray Abraham, I think, as Hannibal Lecter. I mean, there's a ton of people in that. I think the guys from Chips, the TV show Chips. There's a lot of people in that. Even the Ninja Turtles. Granted, it's just a scene stolen from the 1990 movie, but still, it does New Line Cinema. But technically, even the Ninja Turtles are in it. Too bad they didn't make a new scene with them. That's what I wish they would have done. I mean, it was funny, the scene, but if it's like, hey, get those suits and just one day he goes in and then they're just turn around. What the fuck do you want? Or, well, it's PG-13. What the hell you want? My mistake. And then leaves. Kind of like that scene you would see in Deadpool 2, where like the X-Men. There's a New Line Cinema and they own. See, anyway. There you go. That's one thing I would change. Find the suits if you can. And I mean, it'd only be like they when they really have to move, they just have to look and just have one talk. So there you go. But yeah, that's a very funny movie. Striking Distance, it's okay. It's an okay movie. I don't care for the love story between Bruce and Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't think that film needed a love story. It's funny he plays. I just realized he plays a character called Tom Hardy, not the actor. He's not Venom, but cool car chase at the beginning. Some nice supporting actors like Dennis Farina, and I always forget his name. The guy that was in Eraser, I think he was on Murphy Brown. I always forget his name. Some nice people in the supporting cast. I think was it Tom Sizemore he was in it as well. But yeah, I didn't care for the love story. And that's a film that does somehow it feels like it was screwed with. Like either it was re-edited or something that's missing. But I do like it for what it was. Color of Night. I don't think that film needed to be over 2 hours. It has, I mean, if you look up the supporting cast, it's like Lance Henriksen and Scott Bakula and isn't like Brad Dourif. Like this is some interesting people supporting cast. I wish they had more to do and less about let's have a sex scene underwater where we can see Bruce Willis' dick if you get the uncut version. But the finale has a little bit of like a giallo flavor to it, which was interesting. Color Night is one of those films that I go back and forth on. I didn't love it, but I'll watch it over some other movies. So I go back and forth with that. Definitely a different type of movie for Bruce. Pulp Fiction, great movie. What more to be said? I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about Pulp Fiction. It's a wonderful film. Cast do a solid job, wonderful job. Sam Jackson's Ezekiel speech is iconic. Ving Rhames, him and Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames. He's telling about what he's going to do to the guys that pretty much raped him. And kind of the understanding they have as Bruce Willis leaves. Zed dead, baby. Zed's dead. Christopher Walken with the watch speech. Your daddy had this up his ass. Steve, I think like Steve Buscemi's in a bit part in the Buddy Holly restaurant. Or like the 50s restaurant, he's the waiter. I mean, is that Steve Buscemi? It is. There's a lot of, Eric Stoltz. Of course, John Travolta, Uma Thurman. A lot of people in that film. Good use of soundtrack. Real quickly, one story I'll say. I remember for the longest time, I saw that film without ever seeing the ending. Because someone had it taped, and it was my first time watching it. I guess they didn't realize how long the movie was. So it was like the third movie on the tape. So when it got to the scene with Harvey Keitel saying, okay, there's a dead guy in the car, it would cut off. So I would never know what happened after that until I eventually got the DVD. So I didn't get to see all the other stuff that happened afterward. The ending of the film with Sam Jackson and the diner scene. What do you mean walk the earth? Yeah, like Kung Fu. I never got to see that, so that's a bit different. So it's weird watching it if she's like watching it for the first time. Let's see. North. Not a fan of North. That's a god awful film. I did a whole rant on that. Nobody's Fool I never saw. Die with a Vengeance is classic. I love Die with a Vengeance. My second favorite Die film after the first one. Maybe my favorite film in 1995. Jeremy Irons is wonderful as Simon. Bruce and Sam Jackson have wonderful chemistry. Again, great action set pieces. I even like the ending. I know there's the ending where it's darker and he does the Russian roulette with the grenade launcher. I like the ending they have in there. Yes, I know. Why would they take Sam Jackson, the civilian, with them on a chopper when they could be dangerous? I know. It doesn't make sense. Also, aren't they in Canada? So would they really have jurisdiction? I still have a lot of fun. You'll killing the bad guys, shooting the power lines, helicopters exploding. Still satisfying. The car chase through the park. I say parkway. I said through the park. The riddles. A man went to St. Ives. It had 7 wives. 7 wives had 7 sats. 7 sats had 7 cats. 7 cats had 7 kittens. Kittens, cats, sats, and wives. How many went to St. Ives? Just the one guy. The other stuff's doing nothing. Where'd they go? I gotta try to find the... What is Sam Jackson? What did he say? His reaction. Sitting in the fucking phone booth. Or just the way he did piss at Bruce. Or even when... Why you keep calling me Daisy? Do other Puerto Rican do you? I'm Zeus, as in Father Apollo, as in I'm going to shove a lightning bolt up your ass, Zeus. Again, great set pieces, fun action. Definitely, that was a big event movie. And I think it was the most successful film. I think it was the most successful film worldwide that year. Not in the U.S., but I think worldwide it was the most successful of 1995. I could be wrong on that. But definitely a satisfying crowd pleaser of a movie. 12 Monkeys. I know people love that film. I don't like the ending. That's one thing I would change. I'm not big on the ending. I get it. It's meant to be tragic and it's meant to be, all these things here. I get it. It's just not my kind of ending. It's not my kind of stuff. It just isn't. If it is for you, cool. Brad Pitt is interesting in the film. It's just, it's this mystery of what is the 12 Monkeys, and pretty much just a wild goose chase. And then he finds out that the person he saw die as a kid was himself, and nothing's really solved because the person still gets away. The world still gets infected with the virus. So it just becomes kind of pointless. Just pointless. I mean, it does become like a pointless movie. It was a pointless thing. That's just me, though. And then... Yeah, this is the bit. I love that conversation from Dara 3. 7 guys with 7 wives. Shut the fuck up, Battalion. Let me think. He said how many were going to St. Ives. The riddle begins as, I was going to St. Ives. I met a man with 7 wives. The guy and his wives aren't going anywhere. What are they doing? Sit on a fucking row waiting on the... How the hell should I know? Who's going to St. Ives then? The guy. Just the one guy. As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Every wife had 7 sacks. Every sack had 7 cats. Every cat had 7 kittens. Kittens, cats, sets, and wives. How many were going to St. Ives? Sit in a fucking row waiting on the... How the hell should I know? Sorry, I just had a... That still cracks me up whenever I see that. I love that. But yeah, 12 Monkeys, just not my cup of tea. Although, give credit to performances. Last Man Standing, I do enjoy that film. Has this retro feel to it. Bit of, I want to say Yojimbo, fist for $4. Guy playing off both sides. I wish there was a bit more action, but when the action's there, it's really cool. Just it's two guns a-blazing. I would say like John Woo, but there's not really much in slow-mo. But just, once the two pistols are blasting, they are so fucking satisfying. That's why I wish there was at least maybe one or two more. But that's an underrated one. I would say that's one of Bruce's more underrated films. I always like Last Man Standing. Beavis and Bud Do America I like. Whoops. Damn. Didn't mean to do that. Bruce Willis is fun and the voice of the criminal. Love The Fifth Element. Saw it in the theater. Had a good time. They did a commentary for it a month or so ago. Still love it. Is there anything I would change? I wish Bruce Willis got to use that gun that Gary Oldman had, where it could do all these things. It's interesting that Bruce and Gary Oldman never meet, but part of me would like to have at least one scene that they have together. But yeah, Bruce with that gun, I wish he could have used that in the movie, like he does in the video game. Awful game, but there you go. But I love The Fifth Element. The Jackal, I don't hate the Jackal, but like Bruce Willis's disguises, I don't know how they would fool anybody, because he still looks like Bruce Willis. So he's supposed to be like this master of disguise, but each time he changes, he still looks like Bruce Willis. Richard Gere does not have the best accent in the movie. I know the two of them hated each other. That's why certain scenes are shot kind of weird, because they didn't want to be near each other. Sidney Poitier was good. While Richard Gere's accent is a bit wonky, I mean, I don't mind his character. And you do have the scene where Bruce Willis kills Jack Black. But I never really understood Bruce's reasoning for having that gun, because he wants to kill this important person. Won't give away for people who haven't seen the film. But if he just had a regular sniper, he would have accomplished his mission. But he has this gigantic fucking gun that takes a whole back of a goddamn vehicle. And he's like remote control. It seems like more work. And he still missed anyway. So it just feels like a very dumb way to do an assassination. Because it takes a whole damn vehicle, when they're looking for it, they're able to find it. It's as big as a fucking Buick. That seemed like a bit of a weird choice. But, I mean, there you go. I don't hate the film. I don't love the film. It's there. I don't know what this Broadway brawler is. I have no idea what that is. Maybe Bruce is in it for like a teeny bit or something. I don't know. Mercury Rising I do like. I thought he had a good rapport with the kid, Beto Hughes. Alan Baldwin did a decent enough job as the villain. That one I would put a little bit more in the underrated category for Bruce Willis. Some may laugh at the plot of the fact that these guys put a top secret code in a puzzle book to see if the guys can get it. Well, still not the brightest idea. Some decent set pieces, some chase scenes. There's a bit with the train, close calls. The finale was gotta save the kid Simon and take care of Bruce Willis. I did like the scene between Bruce and Alec in the wine cellar, where Bruce is telling Alec all pretty much and fucking up his wine. I always thought that was a good scene, where Bruce doesn't buy into Alec Baldwin's bullshit. Again, I like the story overall. The story of Bruce taking care of this kid who is as it says, they're an autistic savant. So I didn't mind that one. That's I liked it. I think that's a good one. Armageddon, not my favorite Michael Bay film. Great music, fun cast. Steve Buscemi got on my nerves when he started going crazy, and I'm like, why didn't he get killed off? Well, why can't he? He offers to stay. Let him stay. The romance between Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler wasn't my favorite. I don't give a shit about animal crackers. I don't even like animal crackers. I don't even eat animal crackers. When they get on the asteroid, there's really not much they could do because it's just the drill. So how do you make that exciting? I guess Michael Bay's trying, but they're still drilling, and then it breaks, and then they break another one. Then what are we gonna do? Then Ben Affleck comes in, so they got another drill. It's like, again, when they get to the asteroid, there's not a whole lot shit to do, really. Makes it seem like there's a lot of shit to do. But I do like the score. I do like what was I gonna say, the song "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. I could be wrong. I think that's the only #1 song they had. But it was really big on the romance. I don't hate Armageddon. I've seen better. I've seen worse. The Siege, interesting film to watch nowadays. I mean, this is a few years before 9/11, but if you watch it, it definitely gives you a bit of a martial law. It definitely makes you think. But I remember good performances by Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis. I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember Tony Shalhoub was in the film. But that's definitely an interesting film. Sadly, a bit ahead of its time. So I'm surprised that film isn't talked about more nowadays. Edward Zwick, the guy I believe who did Glory. So I don't think it did the best when it came out, but definitely an interesting one. Breakfast of Champions. How do you change that? Have it not exist. That is one of the worst Bruce Willis films. Maybe my pick for the worst Bruce Willis movie. That is a god-awful fucking film. And no, I don't remember much about it. I wiped it out of my brain because I thought it fucking sucked ass. Not funny at all. Sixth Sense, I don't mind it, but I like Stir of Echoes more. Once you know the ending, I don't think the film is immensely rewatchable, although it does have good performances by Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment, to be fair. It's not a bad film. Again, it's just the horror aspect, the ghost aspect, just wasn't that scary or creepy or intriguing to me. It was more about the Bruce and Haley Joel Osment, their friendship. That was to be the more interesting part of the story, not so much Haley Joel Osment becoming the Ghost Whisperer. But good performances. Story of Us I never saw. Whole 9 Yards is fun. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Still weird that he's gone. I do remember having quite a bit of fun. That's a film I'd like to rewatch again. I really do. Damn it. I would really like to rewatch The Whole 9 Yards. I guess some of these, what I would fix, I don't know. I mean, I remember not minding The Whole 9 Yards. Same with the kid. I remember the kid being, kind of sweet. A guy confronted with an 8-year-old version of himself. Interesting idea. I don't know why that's the poster, though. It's such a lousy, poster. It's just Bruce Willis going, why am I in this film? But I remember not being a bad film, considering it's from, I think, Disney. Really do enjoy Unbreakable. One of Bruce's best. I think the best M. Night Shyamalan film. Bandits. I remember not getting into it. I didn't think the comedy was that funny. I felt the film was way overlong. Hearts War. I don't remember anything about it. Grand Champion. Don't even know what that is. Tears of the Sun's a good one. I like some of the action sequences in that. Pretty straightforward. A doctor and her patients, Bruce and his team have to go through the jungle, battle bad guys, down and dirty action filmmaking. The Antoine Fuqua did a good job with it. I liked it. He had big roles in Red Rose Go Wild, Charles Angel's Full Throttle. Whole 10 Yards, I remember the story just being very lame. And just, you didn't need a sequel. It was an unneeded sequel. God, why does it keep doing that? Hostage, that's a good one. I do like Hostage. Where are you? I do like Hostage. I think that's a good performance. Some good pieces of filmmaking, camera work, camera shots, especially the opening. Some nice tension. Bruce has to rescue his family, but then will he sacrifice his family to help his family? Some nice dynamics and intrigue. I thought the ending could have been a bit more. I guess I wanted a little bit Bruce Willis wham bam action from him at the end. I thought there was going to be a big like set piece confrontation between him and Ben Foster, who's this like psychotic arsonist. So I want a little bit more of that, but as is, that I would put in the underrated category. Sin City, liked that film, good one. It's too bad Bruce Willis' character dies in it. Wasn't happy about that, but I do like it. Alpha Dog, not for me. Wasn't a fan of it. Lucky Number 7. Actually, I thought that was interesting. I like the twists in it. I like the cast. You find out more about Josh Hartnett and Bruce Willis. I thought that was a good one. 16 Blocks. One of the last, maybe the last thing Richard Donner did. Bruce Willis is good. God, I did not like. I can't believe I forgot his damn name. The reason I forgot his name is because his character annoyed the piss out of me so much. Mos Def is Mos Def, right? Yeah. He was miscast, or at the very least don't have that stupid fucking accent that he had. That really did ruin the film, because he would talk and not shut up and blah 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 blah, and the accent, he was aggravating to listen to. He was annoying as fuck. But I like the idea. And it's still better than Mile 22. Because Mile 22 pretty much tried to be this film. But I thought 16 Blocks was a better movie. Better directed. Bruce Willis is much better than Mark Wahlberg. And why can't Equal Ways be in this film? Well, because Equal Ways wasn't a thing in 2006. That's why. So I already know the answer. But like someone like that. Yeah, I don't know, Donnie Yen or Tony Jaa or someone like that. That would have been fine. Even Jet Li. I really would have been fine with that. Jackie Chan. That'd be a different type of role. So, a little bit more serious. Over the Hedge, funny enough, I got a request to watch that film. I haven't seen that film since it came out, so I don't remember anything about it. But that review will be coming in the future. Grindhouse, that was a fun experience in the theater. Perfect Stranger, I'd rather watch the TV show Perfect Strangers. That movie, just remember having some really lousy twists, and like nothing happens. Like for a good chunk of the films, felt like nothing fucking happened. Love Live Free or Die Hard. The only two things I would change, well, three things. One, a little less CGI. Two, just make it full-blown R-rated. I know there's an unrated cut, but you could tell a lot of that is ADR. Cussing added after the fact, you could tell. And recast Timothy Olyphant. Get someone else in the villain role. I think someone else I would have preferred. I mean, as to who, I don't know. I have to look at the actors. Hell, even Ben Foster from Hostage would have been better. Or Josh Duhamel, or depends. Does that have to be a younger actor, older actor? If older actor, someone like James Woods, but I guess he already did that with The Specialist. Older actor, someone like Tom Berenger or something. Younger actor, 2007. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Give me a. I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, I'm like 45 minutes in. Jesus. Surrogates. To me, very blasé version of iRobot. I don't know, something about that film, it just very... I don't hate the film, but it is a forgettable movie. Fairly forgettable. Cop Out, it's funny, my friend Fabio actually reviewed that film and did a great job in the review. He liked it more than me. When I first saw this film, I liked it. But then I watched it on home video, and Tracy Morgan just got on my nerves. In my opinion, Tracy Morgan ruined that film. The script wasn't that great. Kevin Smith was out of his element because he didn't know how to direct action scenes. But my fucking god, Tracy Morgan was so fucking annoying. Going as an improv about how to take your shit. And take your shit. Or the cell phone and... Oh my god, I'm Tracy Morgan. Can't call down nothing on me. I can't do a Tracy Morgan. Fuck Tracy Morgan. I never thought he was fucking funny. Never thought he was funny. I'm glad he's doing well physically. So, I know, you just said fuck, but I know. As an actor and a comedian, as a person, I'm glad he's doing well. Better, I should say. As a comedian, fuck him. I never liked him and thought... There's a reason why he doesn't star in a lot of movies. And that's a reason. I like the Expendables, but things I would fix, bit more cohesive editing, which the other cut of the film had a little bit better, and made less CGI. More practical explosion, practical blood squibs, less CGI. And fuck Randy Couture. No one gives a shit about Randy Couture as an actor. UFC, yes. As an actor, no. He should not have been in it. Should have been killed off in the first movie if he had to be in it. No. No Randy Couture. He sucks as an actor. Didn't give a shit about him. Red is a fun one. Helen Mirren and John Malkovich, Morgan Freeman, they were good in it. These direct-to-video films, I don't remember a damn thing about them. The Setup, 50 Cent in it. Catch 44. So, I don't remember any of it. The Cold Light of Day. Bruce Willis dies, and Sigourney Weaver is the villain and shooting people, even though she said guns were bad, and she doesn't want to shoot xenomorphs, but she's fine using a gun in this and shooting people. Fuck if I know. Moonrise Kingdom. Don't even remember. Expendables 2. Completely disappointed in that. It was rated R, but it felt... the CGI wasn't that good. Van Damme, I should have been in more scenes. No one gave a shit about Liam Hemsworth. Everybody wants to be a fucking good guy, so there's barely any bad guys for them to fight. Dolph Lundgren, they demote his character to talking about whale ass. The fight between Scott Adkins and Jason Statham was disappointing, and even the fight between Stallone and Van Damme was disappointing. I'm sure if you looked at the running time, it may be the same or similar, but you look at Stallone versus Wesley Snipes at Demolition Man, you looked at Dolph versus Van Damme and Universal Soldier, and the way they're edited, and the way they're done, and the hits they take on each other, just feels more epic. It feels more satisfying. I don't know how else to put it. Maybe I'm alone in that. And you, you, who gives a shit? It was cool to see Bruce Willis, Arnold, and Sly in the same frame, shooting bad guys. It was cool to see Chuck Norris come back, although I could do without the Chuck Norris fats, because even by this point he was a bit old hat. Cool to see Jason Statham, but then he leaves. Anyway, I remember being very disappointed in that movie. I think I saw it in the theater. I just came home disappointed. Looper is an interesting film. I haven't seen it in a long time. Fire with Fire. That's an okay direct-to-video film. Vincent D'Onofrio, I think, is the villain. Bruce Willis doesn't have a whole lot to do, though. But it was cool to see Josh Duhamel as the lead. Wish I had a bit more action. A Good Day to Die Hard I thought was good in the theater, but I fooled myself because I didn't want to hate a Die Hard film. I didn't. But when I came home, I noticed the flaws. I noticed how John Moore's not that great of a director, and the action scenes were not that edited in a satisfying fashion. The villains suck in it. I don't give a shit that it takes place in Russia. Bruce Willis's character doesn't feel like John McClane. He's there because his son was going to be put to death, but he keeps telling people he's on vacation. Why does he keep telling people he's on vacation when, no, you were there because your son was arrested and might be put to death? Even the... What do I put it? The line he says, yippee motherfucker, they just took that from, I think, the third Die Hard movie. Now, granted, I would rather watch this than Rambo 5. I'd rather watch this than Indiana Jones 5. I'd rather watch this than Disney Star Wars films. So it's not the worst thing ever. But it's a far cry from the first four. And I blame John Moore. Because he's a shitty director. Beyond Enemy Lines was a fluke. Everything he did after that was sucked. And shit. G.I. Joe Retaliation, didn't give a shit. The trailer was better than the movie. The way the trailer was done, edited, the song they used, boom, 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 boom. I love how they put Bruce Willis slap dab in the middle of that poster when he's not in it that much. Maybe if he was, it would have been better. The action scenes didn't have any bite to it because I don't think John Chu wasn't the right choice for a director. Red 2, I don't remember anything about. Sin City 2 was very disappointing. I don't think the stories were that interesting. I really don't. The action scenes came off as blasé. Robert Rodriguez has not done anything worth a fuck to me in a long time. Like, he did that Ben Affleck movie, Hypnotic. That was shit. The Prince, don't remember anything about. Vice, I think Bruce Willis is the villain. Tom and Jane is not really the lead. It makes it look like he's the lead, but he's not. It's some girl who... she's like an android or something. Rot the Casbah, didn't see. Extraction, not the Chris Hemsworth film. Most of these I didn't see. Precious Cargo, I saw once because like Zach from Saved by the Bell is the star. Mark Paul Gosselaar. But a lot of it's just kind of like run-of-the-mill, routine. They get one actor who's a little bit younger, and then Bruce Willis is in it for like 10 minutes to pop in, say a few lines, look very drowsy, and leave. And this could be around the time when the aphasia's working. I don't know the details on that. But like Precious Cargo, Marauders, a lot of these I did not see. Splitty as a cameo wasn't an awful film. Like First Kill, I know I might have seen that film. I don't remember a damn thing about it. Acts of Violence, Death Wish. That's probably the last Bruce Willis film I saw that I liked. Eli Roth, I thought did a decent enough job. I like that Vincent D'Onofrio wasn't a bad guy. I like the use of AC/DC among other stuff. I like some of the bloody moments. I liked it more than Death Wish 5, and I liked it more. Hell, I'll say this. This is probably my second favorite Death Wish after the third one. I probably like Death Wish 3, this one, then Death Wish 2, then maybe Death Wish 4, and then 1 and 5 I don't like. 1 I find too boring. I'd rather watch the Dirty Harry films, any of them. And Death Wish 5, I don't hate, but there's some funny kills in it, but you tell the budget was cheaper. And Charles Bronson, I hate to say he was just too old for it. Reprisal, I don't know. A lot of these I didn't see. So I wonder if I would get a request for a shitload of Bruce Willis movies now. I didn't see Reprisal. Glass was a piece of shit. What they did to those characters, especially Bruce Willis, where they fucking kill him in a puddle this big. I have pissed bigger puddles than the puddle he drowns in. That's the way you end it? We have a bunch of therapy sessions where we're just talking for like 50 fucking minutes. And then Bruce Willis and James McAvoy don't have a fight. Then, no, the facility stops them and kills them. And Bruce Willis dies in a... There's more water in this bottle than there was in that puddle. I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is fucking dumb. 6.6 out of 6.6 for what? Add another 6 in there, and it would be the devil's asshole. Fuck Glass. As John McClane would say, who gives shit about Glass? I did not see Motherless Brooklyn. I did not see... 10 Minutes Gone, I might have seen. Just, it's Michael Chiklis, but I mean, a lot of these movies, they just go in one ear out the other. Trauma Center, Survive the Night. I think Hard Kill might have been the one I reviewed. Not the other one. And I don't remember anything about it. But yeah, just to go back, I don't think I ever saw and reviewed I never saw and I never reviewed The Prince. I don't know if I ever reviewed Vice, and I don't remember anything. Extraction, I don't think so. Precious Cargo, I don't know if I reviewed it. Marauders, I didn't see. Once Upon a Time in Venice, I didn't see. First Kill, I didn't see. Acts of Violence, I didn't see. Reprisal, I didn't see. Motherless Brooklyn, I didn't see. 10 Minutes Gone, I don't know if I reviewed that. I don't remember. Trauma Center, I didn't see. Survive the Night, I didn't see. Breach, I didn't see. Cosmic Sin, I didn't see. Midnight's in the Switchgrass, I didn't see that. Out of Death? What? Survive the Game? Apex? Deadlock? Fortress? American Siege? What the fuck? I didn't know he did this many. Gasoline Alley, A Day to Die, Fortress, Sniper's Eye, Corrective Measures, Vendetta, White Elephant, Wrong Place, Wire Room. I might have seen The Detective Knight, one of them, and there were 3 of them. There was Detective Knight, Road, Redemption, and Independence. Paradise City. Assassin was his last film. Other than maybe Detective Knight, I don't remember much of those damn things, man. I really don't. I don't think I saw most of them. So I don't know. Maybe someone will have like a Bruce Willis marathon. I don't know. But I'll end it there. It's like an hour. Bruce Willis, these films, I mean, more than likely he knew what was happening. I don't know what year he found out, but maybe he found out and said, I only have a couple years left, so I'm going to do as many movies as I can. I'll come in and do what I can. Try to remember what I can. I think for the last few years he had to have like an earpiece and they had to tell his dialogue to him. It's pretty much, you pay me, I put my face on here, I'm in a few scenes to help sell your movies. And I want to make up as much money as I can because it'll be my retirement fund. Not just for the doctors, but also just for care. So, if that's what happened and that's why he did it, I can understand. And it's too bad. Because he's a great actor. Die Hard films, the first four I love. The Last Boy Scout, The Fifth Element. Films like Last Man Standing, and I mentioned and Mercury Rising, and Hostage, and Unbreakable. A lot of good ones he's done. So, best wishes to him and his family. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.